I think that one of the more interesting aspects about Star Wars Episode 9 that leaves me very curious is exactly why, of course, the cast and crew are shooting over in Jordan. This is Mike Zero. If you guys are new to the channel, do make sure to subscribe to see future Star Wars content. Now, looking at everything, there's a big subject today, and this all has to do with a scene leak, a specific scene that was shot over in Jordan, involving not only Rey, but also Chewbacca, Finn, and quite possibly even Poe Dameron and others, as well as pyrotechnics that were used for the overall sequence. Now, we do know that they have been shooting in Jordan for pretty much 3 months now, and they are either done shooting there or are about to be done shooting there. And this is actually going to be a desert world, whether it's going to be Jakku, Jeddah, Tatooine, or a brand new world that is a very desert-like environment that will take up a good chunk of Episode 9's plot. So moving forward here, what's really interesting is this is actually where the details come into play here involving this scene for Episode 9. If you guys would like to actually go ahead and check out the leaked photographs of the set after the cast and crew cleaned up for the major sequence, go ahead and check that out below in the description and in the comments. However, this is where the scene details come into play. Very interesting for sure. Now, let's talk about the clips on the phone. It says, apparently a crane operator took them during actual filming. I saw 3 clips, an individual says. A shot of Rey and Chewie being tossed in the air after an explosion that was filmed against a medium-sized green screen that hung in the air. The explosion was a practical effect, and Rey was wearing a similar costume to Episode 7. Number 2, an almost identical shot of Finn and some other guy, maybe Poe. No green screen this time, and the explosion wasn't as big. And lastly, this is where things get very interesting for sure. Number 3, Rey doing some solo running, jumping and swinging her lit lightsaber. Alright, so with her lit lightsaber, she was actually doing some solo running, jumping, and swinging while using her lit lightsaber. Now, what's really interesting is that when it comes to her lightsaber, it's described that her lightsaber is actually blue and single-bladed, and was using one of the fake lightsabers, also known as the Force FX lightsabers that a lot of people buy. They use those in the films in order to replace it with CGI and get an overall better idea of exactly what the actors are doing with their weapons. So, to really give you guys a recap here, it's a scene between both Chewbacca and Rey getting tossed in the air after a major explosion by use of pyrotechnics, and with, of course, a mixture of green screen. Now, these could be TIE fighters coming in on their way and shooting them out of their position, could be something like that for all we know. The other sequence involves a shot of Finn and some other guy, who is quite possibly Poe Dameron, no confirmation on it being Poe. But no green screen was used for that sequence this time, and the explosion wasn't as big. Now, the last thing is what really raises a lot of interest. Rey doing some solo running, jumping, and swinging with her lit lightsaber. The lightsaber is blue and single-bladed. Now, I believe that there are 2 big possibilities here. She repaired the Skywalker lightsaber, or this is a brand new lightsaber that's just color blue, or perhaps they could actually just have it blue on set and change the color once the movie is entering into post-production, where they add in all the CGI, the music, the color correction, you name it. Now, the reason as to why I believe that it's going to be the Skywalker lightsaber, we've been hearing all these different concept art and storyboard descriptions of course, Leia holding her brother's lightsaber that once belonged to her father as well, Darth Vader, Anakin Skywalker. The other one, of course, where Rey is holding a Skywalker lightsaber hilt, where the middle is all welded together as if she put it back into 2. Now, the reason as to why I think that they focused in on the saber at the very end of The Last Jedi, where you do see Rey holding it together on board of the Falcon, I believe that's telling us, that's a little foreshadowing, that that's going to be her next task. Actually fixing the lightsaber itself and kind of binding the kyber crystals together. Now, how amazing would it be if we get a reverse in Episode 9, where, let's say, for example, Rey's lightsaber is going to be unstable, while Kylo Ren's lightsaber is going to be stable. you know, kind of like a reverse in the condition of their kyber crystals inside of their lightsabers. I honestly would love that idea. Not only that, we also know that both J.J. Abrams and Chris Terrio are going to be respecting the Skywalker lineage, the Skywalker family, if you will. And what better way to respect it than, of course, to actually put this saber back into one piece. It's one of the most iconic objects in the Star Wars franchise. Anyways, guys, drop a comment below. Let me know what you think about all of this in the comments. And if you guys did enjoy the content for today, do make sure to drop a thumbs up on this video to support the channel. I thank you all so very much for the kind support, and I'll catch you guys next time.